Okay, let's talk about bullying or mobbing. It's called mobbing in Sweden, and I believe it's an international word for it. It's when a lot of people gang up on one person. So it's not like racism, where a lot of people gang up on a group of persons based on race or something, but it has similarities. So let's go to my little Word document and look at it. Stage 1. So this can seem to be pretty innocuous, I believe that's the word. English is not my first language. Anyway, first of all, stage 1 and 2, this is where at a workplace, for example, management can step in and do something about this. After that, it's really difficult and probably impossible. So this is just teasing, criticizing, picking on a target. This is when collaborators join in. So it's pretty small scale, first stage. This is when HR or management steps in, or the union should step in, and often the target itself needs to speak up for him or herself and tell someone, because this is not okay even on a small scale in the first stage. It's never okay. Stage 2. This is the important part. Us versus the target. It becomes a group thing. Now it's okay for other people to join in according to the group dynamic. So the hostilities are increasing. Blame and shame tactics, exclude the target from group activities, damaging accusations. They start to destroy the reputation of the target. And now effective intervention is needed. This is most likely the latest stage where this would have been practical. Because when we come to the third stage, the critical incident begins. The group that's bullying latches on a specific incident often, or a series of issues. Entitlement and the liberty to exclude are strong motivators. The group has its own dynamic, that's bullying or mobbing, and it becomes increasingly okay to do this kind of stuff, this abuse to this victim. Rumor mongering, of course, discredits and humiliates the target and makes it even more okay to bully and mob this target. And of course the end goal is, even if it's not stated out loud, they want the target to be the victim of, they want to be able to say he's not fit to be on the workplace, but we'll come to that stage later. It doesn't have to be fabricated, a critical incident. It could be something small, but the group blows this up to stupid proportions. It could be a small thing. The person, the victim, made something wrong. Something happened, and they blow this up to incredible proportions. If someone else did this thing, it wouldn't be an issue. But when the victim does this thing, after this rumor mongering and humiliation and the destruction of the reputation of this person, this is a really big thing for the group, and they blow it up out of proportions. And there's still at this stage possible for management to do something, but the thing is, if it reaches this stage, management is lacking. There's bad management at this place, so this is never going to happen, unfortunately. So the ranks are closed against the target. Intimidation and psychological violence crushes this person. This leads to the fourth stage. Now management is involved in some way. There's hearings or mediation, but at this stage most of the people at the workplace or wherever this happens are against this person, so management is faced with a group of people pointing fingers at one person. So this is basically impossible situation for the management, even if they were competent, which they most likely are not if this reaches this stage. So they have assassinated this character, his competence and credibility, and the management devalues this person as well, and this empowers the perpetrators, of course. So they crush and force out an employee that's often very talented, because I'll get to this after, but it's often a very talented person, and someone in this group of mobbers or bullies feel threatened by him, and that's why this happens. That's often the case. So this is incredibly difficult for the target. It can actually lead to post-traumatic stress syndrome. It's really usual for the victims to have post-traumatic, same as war veterans. Post-traumatic stress syndrome doesn't require you being in a war zone, basically. It can happen from a car accident, it can happen from any traumatic experience, and this is a really traumatic experience. And of course the fifth stage is elimination. The person gets fired, the person gets thrown out of whatever it is, whatever situation this is happening in. So this is the crux of the problem. A manager faced with a group of subordinates who get along and work reasonably well, all of whom despise another employee and want to be rid of him or her, ordinarily supports the collective will. And the thing is, often it's more times than not, it's management itself that's doing the bullying. Probably a mid-level manager, and that's even harder for the employee, because managers support other managers. So he's basically fucked if that's the problem, and that's often what happens. So the person is eliminated, and the sad thing is that this doesn't always solve the problem. Because today the bullying continues on the internet, on Facebook, on different forums and stuff like that. And it could be a thing that never ends with this person. It can be really hard to get another job. It can be impossible to move to a different part of the company, because the rumor spreads in the company, and the reputation is damaged forever for the employee. So it's really hard, and the usual way these things happens are bad management, of course. So there's a really bad management at a place, a workplace, a church, whatever, and informal leaders show up. Leaders with no real authority, but they take the authority that the bad management doesn't take, and it becomes a groupthink, and often there's an external threat, a reorganization at the workplace or something, and someone sticks out. It doesn't have to be by much. It can be a suggestion. Let's do our work in another way, and the informal leader feels threatened and lashes out in different ways against this person that sticks out a bit, and then the bullying starts. And the more bullying continues, the more okay it is to bully this person, and it eventually leads to this person getting kicked out. And you can see this not only at workplaces, you can see this at all kinds of organizations. In Sweden we have the union where we have different people who is supposed to help with this. So if the victim cannot go to the HR department, if it's like a small company, they can go to the union rep. If there's no union club at the workplace, they can call to the central union. And often it's better to call the central union because they have educated people that's good at solving this kind of issues. Unfortunately, the union only works at workplaces for obvious reasons. So if you're bullied in another kind of environment, like a church or something, it can be really hard. And the easiest solution for the victim is to move, change church, change workplace, change whatever it is. But it can continue and haunt this person and follow him, because now his reputation is destroyed and everyone will know that he's a bad person or whatever. So that's the way it works. Unfortunately, it's a disease really, and it's spread by weak people who lives on feeding of the fear of others. Basically, I would call them sociopaths, basically. And there's a lot of those people, in different degrees, of course. So this leads to lifelong problems for the victims. Like I said, post-traumatic stress syndrome, legal problems, stuff like that. And I've been the victim of bullying as well. It followed the 5 steps precisely. I was kicked out of the organization here in Sweden, but fortunately for me, I have a lot of... It wasn't a workplace, it was the Swedish IPSC Federation. But fortunately for me, I have a strong constitution and I have a lot of different interests, so I just focused my attention at something else. So I didn't suffer from it, but the people who bullied me are still out there and they're going after other people now, I've heard. So the cycle continues. And the external threat in my case was that the Swedish police are going after gun owners in Sweden. And they felt that I was a threat because I fought the police, and they tried to... it's not important. I try to forget about those things. Anyway, as a victim, you should get support. You should talk to people. If it's at the workplace, talk to the union, talk to the HR department. If it's at some other place, talk to your friends. And if it's at the stage 1 or stage 2, talk to the people in charge. If that's not possible, if the people in charge are the ones bullying you, you actually need to get the fuck out of there. It's the only solution. If the people in charge are against you, get out. It isn't worth fight. You know, even if you know you're right, get out. Because if the people in charge are against you, if it's reached that stage 4, get out. Jump directly to stage 5, because you're gonna get there eventually anyway. And if you do it, it's on your terms, and it's better for all involved, basically. So that's my advice, and I hope I helped someone. Bullying is a contagious disease and perpetrated by weak people. And I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy, basically. It's really terrible to have to go through. So that's all from me. Have a nice day. It's a hard subject.